It's story time with Johnny in Japan. For this video, I'm going to need some liquid encouragement. I'm going to need a little more help here. Okay, I have another can, but I can't really get it. Oh, you understand. You understand the concept. So, this is a story from my childhood that has stuck with me. This is from like maybe middle school. And I'm 30 now, and this has pretty much stuck with me my entire life. My parents were very angry. I would say they had anger issues, which might explain why I am fucking angry all the time. It's probably genetic or something. I don't know. Kind of like alcoholism. I'm definitely feeling the alcoholism slowly seeping into my life. Now I know why I didn't drink for 10 years, because now I'm just fucking drinking almost every day. Maybe I'm not an alcoholic yet. That's the bright side. I'm not drinking every day, so we're making some progress. I have two particular stories that I've always wanted to tell. I'm gonna tell the one that's less bad first, to keep you watching, for the story that's much worse, I guess. I mean, it's definitely worse, but probably not that much worse. They're both pretty bad. My parents are very angry people. So the first story, as a kid, I mean, as an adult now, I'm a huge fucking wrestling fan. I watch wrestling all the fucking time. I was watching wrestling tonight. So I fucking love wrestling. And as a kid, I didn't have like tons of video games and all that shit because, you know, my parents were like, video games are fucking stupid. That's a waste of money. Lame. Video games are awesome. Yeah. I had a lot of wrestling action figures. And I had those like little, like those plastic, about maybe this big, plastic wrestling rings. And I used to use, as a little kid, I used to use my imagination. Because I always dreamed of being a pro wrestler. And I always thought it would be cool as a kid, because I knew wrestling wasn't real. I knew it was scripted. I thought it would be cool to, like, be the guy who owns the wrestling promotion and writes all the scripts out, like writes the storylines, books the show, books who wins and loses, and all that stuff. I thought it was cool. So because I have a very creative mind. So as a kid, I would use my imagination and have like all these characters. And there's a lot of wrestling characters, but also a lot of like Marvel or DC comic book action heroes, like, and just other figures from other shows, and I would just make them pro wrestlers as well, because why the fuck not? It's like some kind of multiverse bullshit. And I used to, like, you know, make them have different voices and like cut their promos and shit and make them have wrestling matches, and I was just some weird lonely kid who used his imagination to get by. But anyways, for whatever fucking reason, my mother was extremely angry with me. And I'm gonna preface this by saying my mother was always fucking angry about something. I'm not saying I was a good kid, but fuck, she was angry. But she decided that I, as a young child who probably hadn't hit puberty yet, it's like, I'm gonna go into my son's room with a wooden paddle. Oh yes, my parents would hit me with a wooden paddle. Yes, I got spanked with a wooden paddle. Bare ass! Yeah. It's, I mean, if you're a baby boomer, then you probably think, oh, that's great! Yeah, these kids have no respect these days. You're a fucking asshole and you're part of the problem. Because that might have been acceptable back in the fucking 90s. You know, during the dark ages. Actually, the 90s are pretty cool, except for that part. Alright, but by today's standards, it's pretty fucking horrific, dude. Like, the idea of yanking your kid's pants down, bare-assed, and beating the shit out of them with a fucking wooden paddle. And sometimes they have the holes in them. Luckily enough, I didn't get any of the holes in it. But I did get some leather belts. So, I can't really say which one's worse. Yeah, so my mother decided to take this giant wooden paddle that I would get beat with a lot. Trust me, a lot. Like, fuck. if I had a fucking dime for every time I got my fucking ass whooped bare ass, I'd be fucking rich right now, and I wouldn't have to drink myself to death and make these shitty videos. I would be living the high life. She decided to come in my room. I don't even know what she was mad about, because I'm a kid. I don't remember. You know what I do remember? Her coming in there with this wooden paddle and smashing the fucking shit out of my fucking rings. I had like 2 wrestling rings. And she smashed the fucking shit out. They're made out of plastic and shit. She just smashed, and they're really nice. They're really good quality, big play action rings, you know? They got the springy ropes and shit and stuff like that. And she smashed the fucking shit out of it with a wooden paddle. Fuck. Really? Like, just, ah. And I really enjoyed playing with my wrestling action figures because I didn't have any fucking friends and my parents never really let me do anything. Yeah. Except get beat up. That's what I got. So, no more wrestling figure action as a kid because she smashed my shit up. Never apologized for it. Never bought me new rings. Let's move on to the worst story. So, my stepfather, who came into my life when I was about 2 or 3. Here's the thing. I don't remember anything before 5 years old. I don't know what that means. That sounds like a bad thing. Is that normal? I don't know. Tell me, is that normal to not have any memories before you were like kindergarten? I don't remember anything before kindergarten. I don't. I have one very vague memory before kindergarten. And I was definitely a toddler. And I remember seeing my stepfather, looking up at him, opening the door to his truck. And he had a truck. And I don't know why, but I want to say it was a yellow truck. Why is this truck yellow? I don't fucking know. Maybe that's just my childlike imagination or memory. I don't know. It was like one split second. That's all I remember from anything before 5 years old. I don't know. Maybe I had a brain injury. Maybe. Yeah. So, my stepfather, I'm pretty sure he always hated me. I had 2 sisters that were his. They were like his actual daughters. He made them. But I was the stepson. And, yeah. He always treated me like the stepson of, basically I'm like the package deal. Like, I guess he wanted the woman, but he wasn't too happy about the package deal. And he was also a failure at life. So he basically took all of his aggressions out on me. And I want to preface this by saying that I was not a good kid. If by not a good kid you meant I didn't do well in school. If your judgment is someone who is a bad child is someone who does not do well academically, then yeah, maybe I was a bad kid. But if not, then no, I wasn't a bad kid. I wasn't like doing drugs or drinking or sneaking out and going to parties. No one invited me to parties. I wasn't allowed to go because I wasn't cool. I wasn't getting into trouble. Like, the worst thing I ever did as a kid was bad in school. And yeah, I was kind of lazy and just didn't do my homework or just did bad on tests. But also, I was really fucking stupid too, and my parents were too fucking dumb to realize that I should probably be put in some special classes because I'm fucking stupid. And it's sad that I have to admit that, but I just wasn't good. I just wasn't good academically. And yeah, you could say a lot of it was laziness, but a lot of it had to do with me just not getting it. And I probably could have used some extra special help, but instead I got some extra special ass fucking beatings. And head beatings and face beatings and back beatings and just general punches to the face and choking and whatever the fuck he wanted to do with me. He just took all of his aggression out on me and his life failures, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, I remember I had a Razor scooter. Back when Razor scooters were like a new thing. Early 2000s? Early 2000s. What a time. Those like Razor scooters, you can do like tail spins and flick them around and shit. And basically, I was supposed to be home before it got dark. Alright, fair enough. And, you know, I'm a kid. Hey, guess what? I was a fucking kid. I'm a kid, alright? With poor time management and judgment. And also, I'm a kid. Let's let that sink. I'm a fucking kid before I get to the next part of the story. So, naturally, after I'm told to come home before it gets dark, I come home when it's, you know, it got dark, but I got home a little late. Like, yeah, it was starting to get dark. I guess technically, based on your parents' judgment, like, oh, it's too dark, and me, I'm just like, oh, it's just starting to get dark. I'm gonna head home now. And I'm just a kid. I'm just a fucking kid, alright? So, my stepfather deems it a suffice punishment to take my brand new Razor scooter. You know what's funny? He bought the fucking scooter, and these things weren't cheap at the time. He bought the fucking scooter. So, not only is he a child abuser, but he's a fucking idiot. So he bought this Razor scooter for me, and he probably bought it for it's probably a birthday present. This was in the summer. You know what? When I say expensive, I mean too expensive to be smashing up. Oh, I spoiled the story. Anywho, he smashed it with a fucking sledgehammer. Yeah, he took my scooter, he went out to the garage, and he came back a few minutes later. He made me sit at this kitchen table too, he made me sit there. And he came back minutes later with a smashed up, mangled up fucking Razor scooter, and he threw it on the kitchen table and said, "That's what happens to your fucking scooter! There's blah blah." I don't really remember what he said, but he was screaming at me, very angry, and he slammed it in front of me, and I was horrified because that was my new Razor scooter. And when I say it was expensive, it was probably expensive to me because I'm a kid, and it was probably expensive to him because he's a cheapskate, and it probably wasn't that much. To be honest, it probably wasn't that much. A lot of the things I thought was expensive as a kid, my parents made it seem like it was expensive because they're just cheapskates. So when I'm saying, oh, it was expensive, I'm thinking about my parents' perspective at the time. Oh my gosh, I had some brainwashing going on there. Yeah, it's not like it was actually expensive, but it was my fucking scooter, and I know he bought it for me. But still, what kind of psycho fucking parent takes a fucking scooter from a child and then fucking smash it up with a sledgehammer and then throw it on the kitchen table? And I'm pretty sure, and I can't remember because maybe my memory is only focusing on him smashing up my scooter. That was traumatic enough. But I'm sure he probably beat the shit out of me too after that. I don't know, because he beat the shit out of me my entire childhood. So up until the point where I could defend myself, you know, at a certain age. Yeah, so he probably did beat me, but I probably only remember him smashing up my scooter, because beating me is a normal daily thing, so I can't really particularly recall the beating that night. I just recall particularly vividly in my brain him smashing up my Razor scooter. Fuck! Excuse me real quick. That's just a small glimpse. Just a small glimpse into my lovely childhood. That's like 2 separate days. You can just pick 2 days out of my childhood. Out of thousands upon thousands of days of growing up as young Johnny. Fuck. So basically, my parents were terrible. That's just a small fucking window into 2 separate incidents. And trust me, if I ever get drunk enough, because right now I'm just not, I'm a little bit drunk. But if I ever get drunk enough and I ever get the fucking courage inside of me, I fucking just let it all out like a fucking huge fucking shit storm. And just just hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. You know what? I'm gonna get a little personal with you here. If you ever were beat the fuck out of by your parents as a kid, hit the like button on this video. That's a really cheap pop. That's a really cheap way to ask for a like. Hit the like button. Leave a comment below of your childhood nightmares. I would love to read it, and I will read it and I will respond, because anybody that went through any kind of shit like that as a kid, and this is not even me talking about the actual abuse itself. This is just me talking about some of the fucked up things my parents did. Not even particularly towards me, just my things. In this particular video, just things they did to my belongings as a child, which is very disturbing when I look back on it, you know, like 20 plus years later. It's fucked in the head. But someday, I might get into some really dark shit. And you know what? I might fucking cry. I'm not gonna do it now, but I might get into some really dark fucking feelings, and people are gonna make fun of me, and I don't give a fuck, because I'm so happy for them that they had a normal childhood and things were great for them. But it didn't work out for me. I'm fucked, dude. I'm 30 years old, and I am fucked in the head, and I'm fucked in life, and my parents had a lot to do with it. So, tell me your stories below. So, I'm gonna do what I do best, which is nothing of value to society or anyone else. I'm going to get drunk. I'm going to play some video games. I'm gonna jerk it. And, yeah. That's it. That's the story. So, thanks for checking out this video. If you're a parent, don't beat your fucking kids, alright? Be chill, bro. Be chill. Tranquilo, okay? Asenayo! Alright? Don't beat your fucking kids. Be better than that. Alright? If I brought a child into this world, I fucking swear, I'm gonna be a fucking better parent. And that's why I haven't brought a child into this world, because I am a fucking loser. I don't have fucking a good paying career. Okay, I don't have fucking money, and I'm not a well-adjusted adult. I am fucked in the head. Alright? I can't even get my own life together at 30 years old. Fucked. Someone please help me. Someone reach out to me and be my fucking, like, whatever. Like, seriously, I need some fucking assistance. I got some assistance right here in liquid form. Seriously. Whatever. I don't give a fuck anymore. Alright? You wanna know? I'm fucked. I'm fucking stupid, and I'm a loser, and my life is shit. And, yeah. Leave a comment below telling me how pathetic I am. And fuck you. But also, if they're sympathetic, then thank you very much. I don't know where I'm going with this. Just peace out. I gotta go. He's Johnny in Japan. He's Johnny in Japan. He's the worst J-vlogger in the world. Crappy food reviews. Barely any views. He's the worst J-vlogger in the world. Solo. Yeah, nailed it. He's the worst J-vlogger in the world. He's the worst J-vlogger in the world. He's the worst J-vlogger in the world.